Yo, 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 yo. Three bold takes in again. Yes, it's a little bit different than my normal intro there, Chase. So sorry to scare you. But we are three bold takes, and we are currently in a series looking at schedules for a bunch of different college football teams, predicting them, what we think they will go. And in this video, we have the Duke Blue Devils. A lot of stuff happening at Duke. You remember last year, Mike Elko was there. They had a very good season. They were able to beat Clemson. Very, very good team. They had a very good quarterback, Riley Leonard, but he is gone to Notre Dame. And instead, they got the Malik Murphy transfer in from Texas. So, and Manny Diaz did take over as head coach there, by the way. So, a lot of interesting things happening at Duke on the football landscape. I do want to call your attention, as you're seeing on the screen. They play Elon in week 1. Not Elon Musk, if you were wondering. It is Elon Phoenix. Never heard of him, and I probably never will hear that name again. Chase, Duke in 2024. What you got?
Yeah, so they had a pretty good season last year. It was a little more overhyped than it went because of Elko's coaching ability, and then as well the phenom Riley Leonard. Uh, if you talk about Duke Blue Devils in 2023, you're like, holy crap, they went undefeated. No, they went 8-5 with a win in a bowl game over Troy. Shout out Quinn. We were there in Birmingham, which was pretty awesome. But it sounded a lot better than it did. And then you have your two big pieces leave and Elko to Texas A&M, Leonard to Notre Dame. For me, when I was making out this schedule, it was easier to count the wins and the losses. I've got Duke going 5-7 this season. I think it's going to be a tough year. I like Manny Diaz and what he does, but he's also, we haven't seen him as a head coach since Miami. He's been a great DC, but at the same point, at Miami, it wasn't a beautiful look, and Duke is not your powerhouse football team. You're not going to just absorb talent there. I think Malik Murphy is a good pickup, not great. He did show some struggles when he came in to play for Ewers last season, when Ewers went down with a shoulder injury. And you could definitely see some limits to his game. Used his feet a lot more. Honestly, kind of reminded me of like a first game Jalen Milroe when Jalen Milroe played against Texas A&M and Bill O'Brien's offense. Just looked very skittish, didn't have a lot to his game, made some poor decisions, and was quick to get out of the pocket before making his progressions. Anyway, we're not breaking down a player, but this is a pretty tough schedule. I mean, you get Northwestern week 2, you get an easy one at UConn. You have one of your toughest games in the country going to Murfreesboro to play Middle Tennessee State. I don't know how in the world they're going to come out of that one with a win. But then as an ACC schedule, you have North Carolina, Florida State. You get your new rivals, SMU, Miami, NC State, Virginia Tech. I don't know how they get out of the schedule unscathed. I don't know how they make a bowl game with this schedule, honestly. You're going to probably start 2-2, 3-1 if they don't slip up in those first 4 games. Maybe even 4-0 if you can beat Northwestern. But after that, it's probably swiftly downhill, very, very fast, unless something just emerges out of Duke that we haven't seen. I'm going to go 5-7. Quinn?
Well, I'll start with this. In non-con, I think you've got 3 gimmies that I think they take care of. Elon, Connecticut, and Middle Tennessee. Yeah. I think they take care of all 3 of those games. Now let's look at their 9 Power 4 games, right? The question is, for Duke this year, is Malik Murphy enough to pick you up 3 wins against Power 4 opponents? I think you can take care of Wake Forest. I think they can win that game. All right, so there's one. Then you look at the rest of the schedule, and that's where you start to go, ooh, I don't know about this. I do think early in the year when there's still a chance for momentum. So look at the Northwestern game, look at the North Carolina game, look at the Georgia Tech game. I think between those 3, there is a chance they win 1 of those 3 games. So that now gets you to 5 wins. So now it just becomes, can you upset somebody on the schedule? I think they can take SMU. That's the one other game I've got them winning. So I think it's one of the Northwestern, North Carolina, Georgia Tech run at the start of the year. And then I think you take Wake Forest at the very end of the year when you're 5-6 and you need that 1 win to get to a bowl game. And I think they get their one other win at home against SMU SMU will be playing a Power Four schedule for the first time ever, and so I think they are exposable in that regard. So I'm going to be optimistic and go 6-6 for the Duke Blue Devils for 2024.
Yeah, Quinn, I think we're right along the same lines there. I've got them going 6-6 as well. I think they definitely take a step back from last year. But, this schedule, it is difficult for an ACC schedule. Drawing Northwestern as well in the non-con is not ideal. Preferably if you're somebody like Duke, you'd like to get somebody like Elon again, to get you a guaranteed win. So that's going to be a good test early in the year for Manny Diaz and Duke for sure. And Chase, he let us know that the game at Middle Tennessee is actually Middle Tennessee's homecoming. Take that for what it's worth. We'll see if that does anything for MTSU at all. I think playing at Georgia Tech, you got a chance to win that game. Like, I think Georgia Tech's going to be a little bit better than last year. I think they've got something good building over there, but, it's still Georgia Tech. It's still a middle-of-the-road ACC team, same as Duke. So, to me, that game's a toss-up game. I think they can take SMU as well. I think they definitely lose to Miami and NC State. I'm pretty high on Virginia. I hope Virginia can be better this year, but as of what I'm seeing now, that's a toss-up game, and then I think they beat Wake Forest. So, I think there's easily 6 wins. Well, not easily. I think there's almost a guaranteed 6 wins and no more. I think that might be where Duke falls in 2024. So, that being said, guys, that has been the Duke Blue Devils and their schedule preview and prediction and giving our records for them in 2024. Leave us a like, share to your friends. We post these videos 3 or 4 a week. So stay tuned for more. We'll see you next time.